And welcome to Talking TSM, the Game House's talk show about TSM's LCS team. I'm Robert Haynes, your host and your guide into the world of Talking TSM. If you can't tell, I am pretty disappointed, to say the least. This is going to be the most raw one I've done yet. Because I'm recording this as they are currently losing. And so I'm, man, guys, this one's tough. Like, losing in 5 games or even in 4 is it is what it is, but it just felt like we never really had a chance. It just felt like it felt like TL came more prepared than us, which is unbelievable. I mean, we had 2 weeks to prepare, and this is what we bring out. I don't know. Looking at these games, like, we come out, we bring out the Aurelia in the first game, and I'm like, okay. This seems fine. I didn't love it, but I liked the idea behind it. But, Alfari he's really good. And clearly he is better than Huni, as much as I love my boy Huni. And I'm not going to sit here and just shit on them. They played well considering it felt like they were less prepared. And that TL brought, like, we were just too predictable. I mean, Cold seemed to have no reservations about this series whatsoever. And, excuse me. And it feels like we went into this series, these games, just trying to do something relatively similar to what we had been doing. Like, I liked some of the ideas behind it. Like, I don't mind the Ziggs. I don't even mind the Azir. I'm sure that's going to be what everybody talks about. Oh, the Azir. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, guys, no, we just got outplayed. Like, I'm watching these games, and it's like, sure, like, yeah, Power of Evil, hits Flash and the ultimate, then, maybe something different happens. Maybe this, maybe that. And it looked like they had the energy to come back after the game 3, but it's just clear that I don't know why we decided to take red side if our blue side is that much better. And guys, like, we're not out of it yet. I mean, we still have a hill and a half to climb. And we'll deal with that on Thursday. But when you're looking at this game, there's just something to be said about the way that, or these games, this series. There's just something to be said about the way that we played. And at times, it just felt like they were dead. Like, they just had, like they had no energy. Like, you're watching them play, and it's not the faces of serious individuals. It was like the defeated faces after especially the first game. Like, I just don't understand it. And where does Spica go? Like, he just, like, disappears some games. And it just felt like they never had a chance in this series because they just didn't do anything. Like, we talked about this last week. I just wanted to see them be proactive, control the pace of the game, right? Play on your terms. And not really once did they do that. Like, luckily, TL threw in game 3. And we were able to take advantage of it and do what we do, which is end games and look good doing it. Like, that's fine. But it's like, we did not dictate the pace of the game. We looked like we had no clue what we wanted to pick in any of the drafts. And, guys, I mean, let me just tell you, it doesn't matter to finish first place if you're going to come out like that. I mean, my God. That's just... It's bad. I mean, it's just really bad. And... I mean, we got to look at, like, what's going to come up next. You know, luckily we'll get IMT before we have to face C9 or EG. Assuming we don't throw against IMT, which that's going to be a whole nother thing that we're going to have to discuss now on Thursday. You know, we were just one game. Like, just focus up for one series. Just all they had to do was just not do this. Not look completely lost. I don't know where their heads were at that entire series. It didn't feel like any of them really wanted to make a play. Like everybody's gonna blame Hooney. Like, I'm not blaming Hooney for that series. Did he have as much of an impact as we would have liked on Aurelia? No. But did anybody else get anything done around the map? No. And normally he's very good at transitioning his leads, but dude, TL were everywhere. They had eyes on us constantly. And I don't understand this whole thing of like, yeah, we're not gonna take the Nautilus, not gonna take what Sword Art is good at, and instead we're gonna play Bard. Like, come on, dude. I get it. Everybody's gonna roam around and we're gonna do all this other crap. Like, dude, just like abandon the top lane if you have to. The only game where Alfari was actually like, oh God, right, would have been the Camille game. He's not gonna do it on Gnar. Man, you know, and it's like, yeah, you focus all this on top lane. Great. All you did was to stop Alfari from getting big, which Hooney has done by himself if you give him the right picks to do it. You know, like, how did it take him 3 games to pick Renekton? I'll have to go back and look, but I don't remember seeing Renekton as not an option. I know they banned it in Game 4. I think they did ban it in Game 1. I'd have to check Game 2. But regardless, like, you know, there's just... And then you pick Jarvan in Game 4 in the game that decides whether or not you get to go to Worlds for sure or not. And you pick Jarvan. Like, I don't know, maybe Diana? Where was that? Where's Diana? I know she's fallen out of the meta at least a little bit, but she's still good enough to be played. I don't know, guys. I sit there and I watch those games and I think to myself, where is the spirit of this team? Who is the person who's going to bring us back? Because you look at all 5 of them and nobody's talking. Nobody's saying anything. They just shut down. And it's been something that we've been worried about. And I notably choose Spica because of the fact that of the role that he plays as a jungler. But like, where's Power of Evil? Where's Hooney? I mean, Bjergsen's not there to will this team to victory anymore. And I'm not going to be that person who is like revisionist history, like, oh, they were bad all along. Like, no, this is a great team. This is a team that 5-0'd Team Liquid, and everybody should know that that was legit. That was legitimate. That wasn't some fluke of a 5-0 during the regular season. But it seems like the TL playoff buff is real. I can't help, and this is not about Lost as a person or as a player. It's really not about him as a person. It's just that he's a different type of person. But I can't help to think what Doublelift would have done on a team like this. Just his indomitable will to win and to succeed and to push his team to be better. Where is that on this team? I mean, seriously. Like, I think the biggest flaw that we got pulled out was not the fact that our strategies didn't work completely correctly or that we made just a few more mistakes than TL, because the first two games were relatively close until, you know, like one bad fight. Oh, by the way, losing at Rift Herald in game 2. Rip that out of the, cross that off on the bingo square of things that TSM have done all freaking season and had seemingly fixed until they get into the playoff game. I mean, this team just looked unprepared, man. And when I look at, like, Bjergsen, like, I want to ask him, like, dude, what happened? Like, we've seen TSM Legends where you're like, I don't know, man. These guys just aren't about it right now. Dude, like, screw that. Where the hell is somebody going to be to just get them back into a positive, winning mindset? And I go all the way back to my point about Doublelift. Like, I don't think he would have allowed this. And listen, like, it's not about Lost not playing well, because I don't know that he was put in a position to have any use. Dude, they can play through bot lane. They've shown it before. I don't know why they were so afraid to. It's not like Tactical had a great series. I mean, it was really just Santorin and Alfari being able to hang on. Jensen had one good game. Otherwise, I mean, if Santorin didn't win MVP, I'd be shocked. I mean, that man was all over the place. He played an exceptionally good game. And again, I feel bad. I feel like all the pressure can be put on Huni. I thought Huni played possibly the best of the five of them today. I think Sword Art made some good plays. I think he moved around the map well. But, oh, man. And then you go back to red side for the salty run back? Dude, take blue side. If it didn't work on red, unless if you're really confident that it was only like one or two things that went wrong, just go to blue. Like, I don't know. There are a lot of words, a lot of swearing that I want to do right now that I'm refraining myself from. I don't understand how you can come out looking that bad. That's my number one thing. And I love Bjergsen as much as anybody else, but dude, that's on you. Like, that's not on the players. They got to come out prepared. They didn't look prepared. Sure, they did not play the maps very well at times. Absolutely agree. But you're picking Wukongs and all this random shit that you haven't played all season. Pick stuff that you know. God, especially when you're backed into a corner. Like, they're lucky game 3. Seriously, they are so unbelievably lucky. They lived with 200 health maximum on Huni there. That should have been the end of it. Without that throw, this is a 3-0, and then you're really hearing it about me. Like, I feel like at the beginning of the season, I was really tough on them. I was really upset. You could hear it in my voice. But then as the season went on, I was like, okay, we're going to accept some losses. It is what it is. When they look bad, they look bad. I'm going to call it out. But hey, we'll get over it. It's all good. But it's on this one, dude, on this stage. Oh man, guys, I don't know that. I mean, game one was just an absolute disaster of just not executing what we needed to execute on. Game two was just an absolute disaster of all things. I mean, I appreciate the fact that we tried our best to move around the map, make plays where we could. You know, the Wukong's getting pushed in. You know, things aren't going as well as we should. But it's like, dude, where's Spica during all of this? I mean, you get him the Xin Zhao, and it's like he's just absent. He's farming. Screw your farm, dude. Go somewhere and do something. I mean, he's up and farm in like 4 or 5 different places. And or 4 or 5 different times in major spots. But he just did nothing with it. I mean, what is that Jarvan game? Seriously, what was that Jarvan game? Yes, I understand. Jensen hit some pretty nice scatter the weeks. Cool. Who cares? Some of those gank pathings were terrible. And if you know he has a chance to hit Sky of the Week, then don't both go in the same damn spot. You know? One of you come from the frickin' Raptor pit. You can see it. You know it's available. I mean, sure, yes. Do you want to go right under the tower? No, you don't. But it's... Man, I just wanted it to be a series, at least, if we're going to go down, at least let it be a series that we can be proud of. That was not it. I mean, that was so far beyond not a series they should be proud of. Again, thank God they are playing Immortals. I mean, I cannot express how good that is. Now, I'm going to check and make sure that's true, because if that's not true and we have to play one of the other dingus teams, I'm going to be real pissed off, because it's like, why even get first place? You know, like, at all. It just would make no sense. But I can't imagine that's the case. Yeah, okay, we get Immortals. Thank God. Listen, Immortals can still beat us. I think we're going to have to be careful against them. I'll go over it more on the Thursday show when I've had time to digest this a little more. But like I said, I wanted to do this one a little bit more raw, because I just feel like that's better. And, you know, some of you guys are like, I don't really know if we need to have breakdowns of the games like as in depth, and I appreciate that feedback. If you guys do want more in depth, maybe I'll talk about it later. But I mean, at least we won the one game. Cool. I guess I will take that as a consolation prize for us not automatically getting to Worlds. All season, dude. All season. All we did was say, let's stay together. Let's do all this stuff. Man. Well, here's what I'm thinking. Hopefully we can beat Immortals on Friday. And if we're able to do that, then I'm hoping that C9 make it through, because I just think we match up better against C9. But now they've seen how to beat us. And this is where the Lost problem really comes to light for me. I've been a staunch defender. I think he's a good weak side player. I think they can play through him. But they had 3 opportunities to play through somebody other than Huni. And realistically, they didn't do it. I would love to know why. Can somebody explain to me why you wouldn't play through one of your other 2 lanes? Man. And IMT looked good against Dignitas, guys. They did. Now it's Dignitas, so, you know, you can take that with a grain of salt. But man, oh man, they really need to bounce back on Friday. I mean, that's a quick turnaround. That's 4 days to turn this around. Mm-mm-mm. I'm sorry. I'm really just kind of at a loss for words for the first time. I've talked for an hour and a half on these shows, and all I can think about is just some of these picks. And of course, by the way, Galio is the thing that beats us. Dude, I mean, it's like, why don't we use Galio ever? He can get around the map. I saw somebody else like pining for Galio. I was listening to a podcast or something. It might have even been the LEC this morning when I was cutting the grass. And I think it was Vedius who was like, the Galio, and Medic's like, why are you so obsessed with the Galio? And I was like, Vedius, you see the same way that I do. Not really. Vedius is a million times smarter than me at this game, but dude, it's just, as this podcast is going on, I'm starting to kind of lighten up a little bit because it is what it is. I mean, this is the kick in the pants that we needed last year. I don't know if we're going to make a miracle run again, guys. I really don't at this point. Like, I mean, that would be pretty epic. And I don't even want a miracle run. I just want Worlds. That's the other problem I'm having. I don't feel like I don't feel like we as fans, even the coaching staff, like, we're not asking for so much to just be top 3. And now you have Team Liquid and 100 Thieves going to Worlds? Holy moly, dude. That is something else. All season long. I mean, if you had bet me, I would have said TSM, C9, and EG at the beginning of this. That would have been my guess. TL are legit. They have figured it out. And I don't know how I don't know how we were so the opposite. How we had so little, it seemed like, figured out. Like, I don't know. I mean, it feels like, here's what I'll say. Like, it feels like they should have just left Hooney to his own devices. He's played fine that way all season. Gank bot, gank mid, make skirmishing plays around the map. Like, the only game that was semi-normal for us was Game 3. And that was the only one we won. We even had dragon stacking in, like, 2 of the losses. But we couldn't figure out a way to get the last one. Or figure out a way. I think it was Game 1. Yeah, we had 3 dragons. And we still lost the game because we couldn't figure out how to play around the damn map. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. When you watch a series like this, it makes you want to question so many things. And I'm so scattered right now. I mean, I think I was mentioning this. Like, this is where the lost problem comes in. Why not play through him at all? I mean, the kid's Callista's good. There were games where it was open. And in that last game, you call out a Felios? God, dude, if you're going to commit to the freaking early game, just go. They should have gone Ashe there. I was just screaming. I was like, go Ashe, go Ashe, go Ashe, go Ashe, go Ashe, go Ashe. Why not go Ashe at the end there, dude? You get the vision. You get the slows. You get the ultimate. There's so many just little things there. Like, what is this poor kid supposed to do on a Felios with that team? Who's going to protect him? The Jarvan who's going to have to jump in and ult and he's going to have to flash out? I mean, I agree. I think with Azael, like, why no Tristana there? I think Tristana would have been great. I think Kai'Sa would have been great. I think Ash would have been the best one. I mean, hell, you could have taken Jin, and I feel like it might have been a little bit better. And, again, like, people are going to be like, well, why'd they pick Azir back to back? I don't know, to be honest with you, why they would pick Azir back to back. Azir is not really in the meta right now. So what was the point of picking that? And what was the point of picking it in game 2 into a bad matchup? Dude, it just felt like they didn't. It felt like that first game, after their plans got foiled, that they had no clue what they were going to do. How do you not come in with 3, at least 2 backup plans? I love these boys. I really do. And I want to see them succeed so badly. And I think they can. I mean, I still believe that we're the best team left. Do I think we're going to win finals? Probably not. Do I think we can still make it to Worlds? Yeah. Am I very confident about that right now at this very moment and probably most of this week until I get to at least watch us play IMT? No, I'm not. There's not a lot of confidence there. They didn't earn that confidence. Luckily, we do have another chance, though. And that's where I'm going to turn my focus for next week or for Thursday. When this comes out on Monday, I'm sure I'm going to sound like a blathering moron. Mostly just because of the fact that, again, the game was not even over. I had seen, I think, like what would essentially have been the last fight around the dragon, and then I turned it off and turned this on. Which, after the second game, that was kind of my plan. Is I was like, well, they probably lose this series. I don't foresee a reverse sweep. I just don't think we have those kinds of players. And it's sad. It's sad because I really, really like this team. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, if they don't make Worlds, there's going to be a lot of changes. But we're not going to deal with that right now. We're going to look at the positive and we're going to say, all right, we have another chance. We get, without a doubt, the worst team that is still available to play. We get to dodge C9 or EG. And then we get our best of 5, hopefully, against them on Sunday. It's going to be a very busy week for TSM. And they are going to have to, put up or shut up. Because they had their chance. They had their chance, and they did nothing with it. And so now they have got to go and take it to IMT, as they've done all season long. But hey, we know what 5-0s during the regular season mean. Nothing. Absolutely zilch. But at least with this new bracket, we get another chance. And TSM are going to have to play 3 series in 1 week. Technically 8 days. I mean, they're going to have to figure it out. Seeing how TSM Legends have gone lately, I'm sure they're going to have a nice, big old round the campfire talk. Breaking down this one, I mean, I can't even imagine how angry Bjergsen and Curry are. And I can't imagine how angry some of the players are. I mean, that was real bad. Oh, I don't know, guys. And gals. And thems. And anybody else who's listening to this. I want to bring you positivity normally. I want to be somebody who you guys can look to in these times of trouble and see as a more guiding light, maybe. Or at least a person who can talk to your feelings. And maybe that's what I'm doing right now. Maybe I am talking to similar feelings that you all have. But all I can keep thinking about is at least we have another chance. The season is not over. It's technically far from over. And if I'm Bjergsen, I walk in there and I say, we're going to get our chance against Team Liquid again. I don't think they're going to, at some point. Doesn't matter. We will play them again. And that's what I would go slap up on the wall. Ted Lasso style. Believe. Or whatever he has up there. I think it's believe. And then I would put right under it, believe, in small print, that we will play TL again. Because if you ask me, that's what they should want, man. They should want revenge for that game. They should want it real frickin' bad. All right, guys. This is gonna be the Monday episode. I'm not gonna go through the spiel at the end. I'm just not. I do thank you all though for supporting this podcast. I hope that this 32 minutes of rambling has maybe helped you guys to find some solace in knowing that everybody else around all of TSM fandom are feeling a similar way as you are. And you know, I hope more than anything that at a minimum we can go out the way that we want to go out. Because that wasn't it. If we're gonna lose a 5-game series to EG or C9, fine. But not, I mean, I still can't believe we took a game off them. That just shows how much better we can be, considering how bad that series was. I mean, that looked like a straight up 3-0, and it wasn't. Those boys better go and beat some ass against IMT next week. That's all I'm gonna say. Otherwise, nope. We're going to end on positivity. Thank you guys for listening to this podcast. As always, you can hit me up on Discord or on Twitter at TGH Robert Haynes. If you want to discuss this more, I probably won't be tweeting today. I didn't tweet really during the game until I thought it was already over. Then they came back, so I was like, hey, I'll play this round again and see if it works. It did not. Superstitions be damned. But I hope you all have a good week. We'll take a collective breath. We will look towards the IMT series and then hopefully the C9 or EG series. I will make sure to have something ready for you all come later this week. And we'll see what happens here. I'm probably going to still release it on Thursday, I think. I might push it to Friday. Be on the lookout for that. But, yeah, I mean, as always, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This podcast is for your TSM ear holes only. Thanks for listening and watching to Talking TSM. Talk to you guys later this week.